Welcome back to my channel. That was the intro. That was the intro I'm practicing. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another review. We're doing another movie review today, and as the title says, it's going to be on the movie entitled The Art of Self-Defense. And I'm really excited to talk about this movie because this movie is just so like... This is a spoiler-free video, guys. I'm not going to ruin it for you because I want people to see this because it's kind of a slept-on movie. Like, I wouldn't have known about this movie if I wasn't, like, searching lists of movies I should watch that are streaming. It's so fresh. It's such a fresh idea. As I told you guys before, I've been loving movies that have been so surprising or have kind of surprise twist or something I didn't expect, or movies that are just original. So we're going to talk about The Art of Self-Defense today with Jesse Eisenberg. I'm saying his name because he's the most recognizable actor, I feel, that plays in that movie. After getting attacked on the street, Casey enlists in a local dojo led by a charismatic and mysterious sensei. He soon uncovers a sinister fraternity of violence and masculinity while learning how to defend himself from future attacks. Casey must now embark on a dark and frightening journey that places him squarely in the sights of his enigmatic new mentor. There we go. This movie is one of those where you think you know what's going to happen and you think you could kind of guess the plot. Like, you like, oh, okay, I know what's up. I know how this ends. I know how this begins. But as it starts to like go on, you're just starting to be like, okay, there's something up. So anyways, it's a dark comedy. I'm not a fan of comedies, period. I'm not like a comedy person. If they're going to be comedies, then them things need to be dark, period. You know, like, that's the only way that I feel like, and it may seem like kind of weird or dark in itself, that I think that if it's going to be funny, it needs to also be dark. But this is the way I am. That's why on the Joker movie, I was the only one cracking up in the theaters on parts that nobody else was, I think, because that's just my sense of humor. I like I like things that are funny in the not funny. Like when, you know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean. When something's not supposed to be funny. When something is sad. I can't even say it because it's going to make me sound crazy the more I talk about it. I'm not going to expound. I can't just watch a straight up. I'm not like a Kevin Hart movie kind of person. I'm not about to be, I don't like Bad Boys. Movies like that are like super like trying to be funny. Those are the ones I'd be like straight face for, okay? But I really love this movie because it's so unexpected. So basically we have Casey, who is played by Jesse Eisenberg, who is meek. First of all, let's just say Jesse Eisenberg always playing me. Like, we know how he is. Y'all know, y'all seen The Social Network probably. Like, y'all know Jesse Eisenberg from Now You See Me. What else is he playing? He always plays those kind of like quirky, weird dudes that are me, kind of like mumbly. I love him for that because I feel like there's not a lot of people in that specific lane. Well, there's Michael Cera. Him and Michael Cera are kindred spirits, I would say. I don't know if they're kindred spirits, but they're a lot alike when it comes to acting, in my opinion. And I'm gonna start telling you guys where you guys can watch these movies. I watched this one on Amazon Prime. Like, I rented it from Amazon. That was the only place I can find it. I didn't see it anywhere for free, like on Hulu or Netflix or anything like that yet. But maybe it'll probably get added. You know, meek, mild-mannered man who is often, you know, he's kind of bullied because people don't, he's just like a weirdo, you know, like a kind of like an outcast, loner. The only friend he has really is his dog who lives with them. He lives this very quiet, kind of like nerdy lifestyle. He's not taken seriously by any other men. Men just be, I mean, any man that he's encountered, like at his work, like they don't want to talk to him because they're all talking about manly things. One of the major themes of this movie, I'll say, is toxic masculinity. He's just this like, he's a guy that you see, that other guys see, and they're like, boy, bye, you know? Boy, you're not nothing to be taken seriously. You're just, boy, bye. Like, get up out of here if I pop you. Like, he don't get no respect. The boy don't get no respect. I won't go deeply into pop, but he gets beat up, and now this is what leads him to want to enroll in this karate class at this dojo so he can defend himself. So once he enrolls in the class, things start getting crazy. Things start going left. And like I said, I love that this movie has a lot of unexpected parts because you think, you know, okay, this is a guy. You think you get the plot from based off other movies. You're like, okay, this is a guy that is, you know, been beat up or has been put down by the man. He's going to enroll in the karate. He's going to have a good revenge story, blah, blah, blah. No, boo-boo. Nothing like that. Take that out of your mind. You don't know this movie. You think you know it, but you don't. And that's how I was. I was like, predictable. But then, so anyways, it's very entertaining. Jesse Eisenberg, I'm just going to touch on his acting in this because I feel like he doesn't really have to try with these kind of roles because this is his actual personality. Like when I watched interviews with Jesse Eisenberg, it's him. He's playing himself pretty much on screen. Even when it comes to roles that we think we've seen him in before, or think roles that we have seen him in before, he still brings something different to each character. And I really like what he brought to Casey's character. It's kind of like this little boy mentality. But yeah, it's very original. The plot is super original. You're not gonna be able to really guess what happens. It's gonna whiplash you. So there's the symbolism, like I said, I want to touch the heavy use of symbolism, and the theme of this movie is very tackles like how guys are made to feel in the world. Like they have to be tough. They don't listen to sad music. They don't listen to girly music. They have, and their pets are not going to be Chihuahuas. They need German Shepherds. You know, all the things that are tied to typical hypermasculinity. That is the theme. That is the central theme of this movie. That's what they're trying to kind of dispel, or they're trying to, you know, crack open, is the world of toxic, heavy hypermasculinity. But it's pretty evident in the movie that that's the theme they're trying to tackle. And I like that. I don't really like how on the nose it is, but I get it. You know, I get why they made it that, because that's kind of what the movie's core is because you see all these things happening. You see what happens to Casey, and you're like, wow, and a result of toxic hypermasculinity. And then you see him join his dojo, and you're like, oh my gosh, more is this like masculinity, hypermasculinity. This is bad. Like, it's right on the nose, y'all. It's right on the nose. It takes something that's very much a real thing, hypermasculinity in the world. It makes it very comedic, because you're like, wow, that's something that happens all the time, something I witness every day. You know, I see men witness every day that I wouldn't have thought was necessarily that big of a deal, but now this movie makes me feel like, ooh, that's kind of sad. So yeah, it's very the plot is very intense for it to be a dark. We're not like this movie's great, like it's not a rom-com. Okay, it leaves you on your edge of your seat because you're just like, what kind of feeling. It seems like it might be I like how the setting of the movie is kind of like ambiguous. It doesn't tell you a city. You don't know what city it is the whole time. You don't know what state he's in. You don't know where he works. And for a movie to not have any a whole bunch of details put into the setting where he is, a lot of backstory, and still, you know, be that good of a movie is a prop. I think it's meant to be that way because the actual plot of the story is so far-fetched. They didn't want to take that far-fetched of a story and place it in something that we can relate, or a place that we can relate to. Does that make sense? I can't really explain it better than that. Where you're like, that's kind of wrong to teach men to think that way. But do we teach men to think that way? We do. You know, that a girl can literally be better at something than a man, and because that person is a man, that fact only, he'll be able to get that job, or, you know, it tackles that too. So I like how it's tackling such a very real issue, but in a way that you're like, okay, like kind of laughing at it. You're not laughing because it's like the actual issue is funny, but you're laughing because you're like, dang, that is real life, you know. And it's kind of when you take something like hypermasculinity and you put it in like a funny light, I feel like that helps people chew on it. You know, chew on what we're being taught, chew on how men are looked at in society, the things that men teach their sons, which kind of get passed along. You know, the whole saying like boys don't cry, that kind of thing. Like, let them boys cry. Them boys cry too. Them got tear ducts, you don't know. You know, the gender norms that we place on people. And that's what I love about this movie, is because it's so unique in that aspect. Like, the script is so unique. Like, the things that Casey says, the things he experiences, everything that happens to him is a very unique situation. All you know, kind of catapulted from his wanting to be more masculine, his wanting to be able to defend himself, look to appear more manly amongst his peers, that you're not going to see coming at all. So if you want a movie that's kind of going to shock you, this or surprise you in turn and be completely entertaining from, I mean, the beginning of the movie to the end, like you're laughing, you're like don't know where to laugh or cry, like you like one of them kind of movies, this is the movie for you. The movie is so freaking interesting. Again, I don't want the movie is highly entertaining from start to finish. The movie is very unexpected. There's a lot of unexpected parts. The movie has very strong symbolism, and theme is centered around hypermasculinity. So I think it's a very fun movie for men to watch. I really encourage you guys to watch it. I'm doing a review on a movie you haven't watched and you guys go and watch it. Please let me know, comment, tell me what you think about it. Like, because I love suggesting things to people that they haven't seen yet or they didn't know was out there. Even I was watching an interview with Jesse Eisenberg and he was even saying how when he was reading the script, it surprised him. So I think that's a good sign of how the movie is fresh. Like, it's so good. I would definitely watch it again. And I'm usually when something has funny components, it's like not something I revisit, but I would definitely watch this movie again. It was that good. I thought it was very, even though the movie is very far-fetched, the plot is very far-fetched, it's grounded in such real life issues that it keeps you wanting to watch it. So that's what holds you on to wanting to watch it to the end, because you're like, how is this gonna end? I'm telling you, the whole time you're watching this movie, you don't know how that thing is gonna end. And I love movies like that. Like, that is my kind of movie. Like, leave me guessing. A rating for you guys on what I rated. I strongly suggest it. Like, every movie I've talked about so far has been, or every movie and show, because I've only had one movie so far. Movies that you have to think about after you're long done watching them are the kind of movies that I like. So I would give this movie out of a 10, 8.8. I would give it 8.8. It's very good. Only reason so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not. I'm just a regular girl who likes movies, who talks about movies, who enjoys them. Next video, I think I want to switch it up and we're gonna go off movies and shows for a little bit. And since this is my third video. This is gonna be my fourth video. I'm gonna do a short story, and it's called Girl by Jamaica Kincaid. And I'm telling you guys now in this video, because if you haven't read that story, it's very short, and I will encourage you guys to read it before we start talking about it, because my goal is to have conversations around the pieces of literature that I bring up on my channel, because I think it's so interesting what each person takes away from a reading, or what people see as the symbolism or the theme that's tied to a reading. It can differ for everybody based off their own experience. And this story, Girl, I'll write it here, slide across words. This story, Girl, and it's entitled Girl by Jamaica Kincaid, is such a powerful short story to be so short. And that's what we're gonna talk about next video, guys. So if you haven't read that story, check it out before next video. We can talk about it in the comments or something. Because I did not know the story. That's okay, that's good too. But I'm saying it'll be cool if people have read it, because it's short and I think that each person will get something from it. It's a very powerful story. And it's also, since it's kind of, we talked about hypermasculinity with The Art of Self-Defense, it's kind of along that same theme. I won't say nothing else. Thank you guys for joining me back on my channel today, and I will see you guys next video. This is what YouTubers do.